My mom abandoned me for 10 long years. When she finally returned, it wasn't to apologize. Instead, she cruelly claimed the man who raised me wasn't even my real dad. Now I've decided I want nothing to do with her ever again. Sometimes, the people who are supposed to love us the most end up being the ones who hurt us the deepest. I never thought my own mother would fall into that category. But after 10 years of abandonment, she returned with a secret so cruel it shattered everything I thought I knew about my family, and forced me to make a choice I never imagined I'd have to make. I was 6 years old the day she left. It was a cool spring morning in our small Ohio town. I still remember the smell of my dad's coffee brewing in the kitchen and the sound of my mom zipping up a suitcase. At first, I thought we were going on a trip. But when I asked where we were going, she didn't answer. Instead, she kissed my forehead, whispered "I'm sorry," and walked out the front door without looking back. My dad followed her to the driveway, calling her name, begging her to stop. But she didn't. That night, he sat on the porch for hours, staring down the street, waiting for headlights that never appeared. Life after that wasn't easy, but my dad made sure I felt loved. He worked 2 jobs, construction during the day and washing dishes at a local diner at night, just to keep food on the table. He learned how to braid my hair before school, even though his big calloused hands weren't built for it. He sewed Halloween costumes late at night, read me bedtime stories until he fell asleep mid-sentence, and sat through every school play, clapping louder than anyone. He wasn't just a dad, he was everything. But deep down, I still hoped for my mom. Every birthday, I checked the mailbox for a card. Every Christmas, I waited for a call. Year after year, nothing came. By the time I turned 16, I stopped hoping altogether. I told myself she was gone for good, and maybe that was for the best. Then came my 18th birthday, the day everything changed. It was late afternoon, and my friends had just left after surprising me with cake. My dad was working late, so I curled up on the couch to watch TV when there was a knock at the door. I opened it, and there she was. My mother. After 10 years. She looked older, thinner, but somehow smug. "Happy birthday, sweetheart," she said softly. "Can we talk?" I didn't know what to do. Part of me wanted to slam the door. Part of me wanted to hug her. But my feet stayed frozen, and I let her in. She sat on the couch like she'd never been gone, glancing around the house that my dad had kept alive without her. Then she spoke. "I know I hurt you by leaving, but I had to find myself." I wasn't ready to be a mom back then. No apology. No real remorse. Just excuses. But then, she dropped a bombshell that knocked the breath out of me. She leaned forward, lowered her voice, and said, "Sweetheart, your dad isn't really your dad." My heart stopped. The man who worked himself to the bone to raise me, who sacrificed everything, who never left my side, she was trying to erase him from my life with one sentence. I stood up, my voice shaking. "No. He is my dad. He's the one who stayed. He's the one who loved me. You left? And you think you can just come back and rewrite history?" My mother didn't flinch. She just stared at me like I was supposed to feel grateful for her revelation. That night, I ordered a DNA test, not because I doubted my dad, but because I wanted to shut her up forever. While I waited for the results, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying her words in my head, feeling like she had tried to take away the only solid thing in my life. When the results finally arrived, I opened them with my dad sitting beside me. It turned out, she was right. He wasn't my biological father. But the results didn't matter, not one bit. Because fatherhood isn't about DNA. It's about love. And my dad has been my real dad since day one. He looked at me, eyes misty, and said, "I've loved you from the moment I held you. That's never going to change. Don't let her take that from us." And I promised him I never would. A week later, my mom called. She asked if we could start over. I took a deep breath and said, "You abandoned me for 10 years. And when you came back, you tried to destroy the only relationship that ever mattered. I'm done." She started crying, but I hung up. And for a while, I thought that was the end. But a few months later, she tried again. This time, she showed up at my graduation, uninvited. She stood in the back of the crowd, waving like she belonged there. When I saw her, I walked right past her and went straight to my dad, hugging him tighter than ever. She left before the ceremony ended. That was the last time I saw her. Today, I live in New York with my fiancée, and my dad is still my rock. He'll be the one walking me down the aisle when I get married. He'll be the one holding my first child. My mom? She's just a ghost from my past. Because family isn't about who brings you into this world. It's about who stays to love you through it. So, what would you do? If someone abandoned you for years and came back only to try and shatter your world, would you forgive them? Or would you close the door for good?